enjoy no distractions, an eye-friendly e-ink display, long battery life, ultra-low SAR value, and the features you need. So essentially, it's like an e-ink phone.
Do you know what SAR value is?
No, I have no idea. Do you?
I'm guessing it's like a radiation. I know that's a thing people
I
care
think so
about in
too.
phones.
Yeah.
In phones.
And essentially, the way it was built to me is like this is the phone for meditation, which I think is nonsense. But I mean, it's a 0-feature phone that allows you to place calls.
So I had a discussion with my family today about this.
Yeah.
Because on several episodes ago, if the thieves remember, I had an idea that I still think is a great idea, which is a wristband, which is like kind of like the original Fitbit.
Yeah.
But the idea is it's not like, maybe it has some fitness tracking, but the purpose behind it is it's centered around notifications. And so it truly, like, you can customize, some colorful LEDs and some like vibration patterns. And this is something you could wear and really leave your phone, wherever it needs to be. And like, to me, that's the problem with smartwatches, is that they're either so feature rich that it's like carrying another phone and you're just distracted, or it's like a Fitbit, which is like, it just notifies you for everything, which is also not helpful. And so like, what I want to know is like, is someone important calling me? Am I getting a work email? Am I getting a Slack? And like, do I need to run back to my phone to answer that? Mm-hmm. Whereas like, if it's just every notification, I got to check to see what it is. Right. Like, anyway, so I think there's a space for something like a dumb phone, but the biggest hurdle is that dumb phones don't have a handful of apps that are necessary. Like, I don't need to totally unplug.
Yeah.
I need to unplug from 80% and keep 20. But because these dumb phones are like, well, it's just calling and texting. It's like, well, then I can't do that. I can't commit to that. Exactly. I need my email. I need my Slack. Like, if an important something comes up, like, I need to have access to that. But what I need is some sort of barrier to everything else, like games and like Twitter and Facebook stuff that I don't need to be doing. Yeah. So that's my problem.
I had a brilliant idea while you're talking.
Hit me with it. These are the best.
This is so inspired.
Lightning in a bottle. Love it.
Exactly. So I think the exact same thing. Like, I was thinking, could I have one of these dumb phones? No, absolutely not.
Well, and before I forget, just buy a Nokia 6630. They're $60.
Yeah.
Like, just get a flip phone with another number on it. Like that. Like, you could forward a number to that flip phone. Like, you don't need.
If you feel like you need this.
If you feel like you just go buy a flip phone. Like, you can get that for
phone.
No.
So not necessary. Yeah.
Anyway,
agreed. Picture this. So here's my situation. I have, I just started a new job.
Yep.
I don't even really know who's important yet. I'm getting Slacks. I'm getting emails. Like, I'm in this whole new work rhythm. But even at my old company, where I'd been there for 2 years, really, ingrained in the culture and understood everything, it's like sometimes stuff just comes to you that's important.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: is I'm like, well, what if I just only ever was notified from my boss? I was like, but then I miss when the VP of Finance sends me a message. It's also important.
Yeah.
Same with email. So it's like that's Slack, which is one thing. There's calls, and it's like I get 100 telemarketers, and then I get maybe 2 important calls a day. And then email and Slack and text and phone and whatever else can notify me.
Okay.
So, and it's a whole bunch of different sources, but I would say that an AI could probably go through my notifications and just tell me when something important happens. Picture this. You give it all. It's secure. It's private. It's whatever. But you say, go through all my emails, so it's all my Slacks and all my texts.
It's like Okta. Like, you log in to this like thing that, like, all right, we're gonna synthesize and process all of your stuff.
Yeah.
And then our machine learning can identify
can know what's important.
Do you think it could?
It can learn, so it's going to notice what you replied to and how fast you reply to it.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's going to learn. It's going to see all these messages you've already gotten, what you replied. It's going to learn from everything you have, and then it's going to keep learning, keep fine tuning. And what does that mean? It means, so first of all, you test drive it, like you train it a little bit. It's like, is this important? Is this not important?
Yeah, and there's probably some predetermined stuff of like, all right, like there's some no-brainers. Like, if I get a call from my wife, it's like, I'd like to know about that.
Exactly.
Always.
And it's like, so you feed it all your data, and then it says, okay, check everything we came up with. And it shows you all the insights that it made. It said,
Yes,
we'll
no,
notify
no,
when
no,
this
yes.
person messages you. We'll notify when these keywords pop up. We'll notify when this person calls you.
Yeah.
You're like, yep. You confirm everything. And then every day it sends you a daily digest. And it's like, here's how the AI is learning about how you want to be notified. Does that sound right? And then every time it notifies you, maybe there's like a feedback, like, was that right or was that wrong? Was that important or not important?
Yeah.
And then that connects with your watch thing. Because the thing is I could never say like, oh, I just want to watch that just shows me the important notifications, because important stuff happens that I could not like just write a rule for.
Yeah. Well, in my mind, like what the watch does is I'm able to take an educated guess based on the type of notification, as opposed to just like.
But then how do you handle Slack? Because I want to know when I get a Slack from my boss, but I don't need to know when I get the @channel for lunch.
Sure. Yeah. And that's where it gets tricky. And I think that's where this service, because I really do actually like that. The alternate, like as you started talking, it's like, I guess you could have some sort of like human relay.
Somebody in the gig economy.
In the gig economy, who's just like,
who goes through your messages and is like, send, notify.
Well, like, yeah, so you get a dumb phone.
Yeah.
That like you can go off the grid on, and then this guy or gal calls you. It's like, hey, just so you know, so and so slacking about this. Do you want to respond? Hey, just so you know, you got a missed call from your wife.
But I can't have a person do that because of my privacy. But I could have an AI that does that exact same thing, right?
That would just sell your data.
Well, obviously, I have to commit that they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's
this is so it hits a bunch of things, which is like notification fatigue. Everybody's feeling the way that we're talking about right now. But they're also saying like, I would love the idea of like being zen and meditative and going on runs without my phone, but I also have to keep my job.
Yeah. Because that, to me, that is the number one thing. It's like, I know it's nice, like on LinkedIn, it's like just unplug for a few hours. It's like, that's a really great sentiment.
Yeah.
But like the real world,
I have a job.
Yeah.
I have a boss. Like I have people that expect things of me.
And if my boss is like, hey, I need something, and I'm not there, they're like, where are you? Where were you?
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, sorry, I was taking an hour of Zen. It's like, okay, well, this crisis happened while you were Zenning. So
yeah. And it's like, I think that my employer is in favor of me having moments of Zen.
Yeah.
Right. But we all have expectations, and also like my spouse and my landlord, and I need to know if there's a flood. Right.
What about this? Do you think there's a way where you could have an AI, it's almost like a Slack bot, that, so say you do have a dumb phone, and so you're getting a digest via text or whatever it is, and you could basically program a response, text it back, it says like, on it, be there, in, give me a few minutes, and then it pushes to Slack or pushes to whatever. Like, do you think that's possible?
Yeah.
Because I think if you could do
Why
that,
not?
where you could basically like respond to any email, Slack, whatever your app of choice is. So there's like some hub, and maybe it's like you just have to leave your phone on or something, but like you could then just really take a flip phone or this, Maria phone, and then respond, and then basically it's like maybe you have a couple canned answers of like, hey, I'll be there in a minute, or like, hey, I'm out of,
I'm meditating.
I'm meditating right now. Like, if you need me, call me, and here's my number.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Would you call a service like that?
I have no idea. I'm horrible at names.
That's true.
I always have been.
Would you give it a personality? Is that too weird?
No, I hate. So never mind. But no, I don't like naming AIs at all. I hate it.
Interesting.
I think it's dumb.
Would you give it some sort of just like?
It'd be like what my brain
Product.io or something
is
like
like
that?
notification AI. Like I don't really. I'm a no frills dude. Like
boring.
I don't. That's what I say.
How about SymPhoney, but like it's phone?
I hate that. I hate that.
Well, we needed to come up with a name for it because that's going to be the title of this episode. Because I think this is a good idea.
SymPhoney?
Not
SymPhoney?
SymPhoney, but something. I mean, not that, but
okay.
Maybe.
Well, I have another.